Hello, everyone. We are live. As you know, today is Thursday. Today happens to be Thursday, March the 30th. Thursdays are the day that I do my awesome interviews. As my guests are, have inspiring stories, and I love to interview people with inspiring stories. But before I have you meet my guest today, a couple of housekeeping tips. If you are joining us live, would you, in the comments below, put hashtag live? Or if you watch in the replay, hashtag replay, and do tell us where you're coming from. As you know, I'm in Mexico, and my guest today is in the USA, and we'll find out where. And also, would you please look for that strip either above the video or below the video that says StreamYard and click on that. And that will give StreamYard permission to use your name. Because if you don't, then you will come across as Facebook user and we won't know who with whom we're speaking. And we love to interact with you as we do this, as we have this discussion. Okay, so usually, you know the routine. I usually like to tell you how I meet my guests. I met my guests online, and you meet the nicest people online. You've heard me say this before. We happen to belong to the same Facebook group, all right, mastermind.com, the SER group. And so I realized that my guest was a student of either KBB or the Project Next. And I was fascinated because my guest was doing a 30-day challenge. And she was showing up every day on this Facebook group. And so I knew that we had some of the same mentors, Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi, and I wanted to meet this lady. So what did I do? I befriended her. Not only that, but I wanted to befriend her because we're from the same generation. You know what generation that is, right? I'm, getting to the octogenarian generation decade, and so my guest is already there. So there are very few of us, and for us to be online is very unusual. So I wanted to meet my guests, and what I did was private message her, and sure enough, we had this conversation going. We became good friends immediately. Anyway, let me stop this and let me introduce you to my guest, JoyAnn Gold. How are you, JoyAnn?
Oh, thank you for bringing me on into your show. I love it. I'm so honored and delighted to be here.
Okay, well, thank you so much. I am so delighted to have you here. I just want to take 1 second to tell my Facebook user to go to StreamYard, click on it, and give permission to use your name because I want to show their comments. Age is just a number. We know age is just a number. Thank you very much. There's another comment from Facebook user. Would love to know who this is so we can interact with you. So, as you know, I love to provide the venue here, every Thursday because I love inspiring stories. You definitely have an inspiring story. But before we get to your story, tell us where you're coming from. Are you,
I am just outside of Phoenix, Arizona, in a
okay, now,
community called Gold Canyon.
Gold Canyon. Now, you weren't born there, were you?
No, no, I'm originally from Wisconsin. I was raised on a dairy farm in Wisconsin, lived in Colorado, moved to Arizona about 20 years ago.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Therese, for putting in your name. Therese Parkin is one of my beautiful friends. She's here with us. So thank you for joining us today. Therese, it's lovely to have you. Absolutely. So, okay, so you ended up in Arizona, and we'll talk a little bit more about this. But, I'm fascinated. You're doing a 30-day challenge and you're doing it on the mastermind.com SEER Facebook group. Now, why a 30-day challenge?
Dean Grazioli actually suggested that in December,
Yeah.
and so I decided to take him up on it and get real brave. And I thought at first, I'm not going to have enough material to put out 30 days of tips on how to grow ageless. And it's amazing.
Amazing, isn't it?
Going forward, what happens? So the inspirations and as people make comments, it's really a fabulous experience. I would encourage everybody to try it.
Wonderful. Thank you. So how do you come up with the content?
Uh, just well, things that I have done that have helped me to
Uh-huh.
grow an ageless attitude. Um, Also, things that other people have done that I know of, and so it's just that's basically a lot of mornings. I just like ask Spirit, okay, what shall I talk about today? And in will flow some ideas, and I build upon it.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. So we have Elizabeth and Victoria joining us today, and Jackie Doucette, who, Jackie, try to click on StreamYard again. Maybe I don't know. I'm not very techy that way, but just click on it, keep clicking on it, and giving them permission to use your name. So we have I love challenges, inspiring. I love encouraging ageless beauty. I think
Uh,
that is Therese Parking telling us. So, you know what I want to do, Joy Ann? I want to talk about your name. Most people, you knew I was going to get to this.
yes.
Most people are called Joanne, but you're Joy Ann, and your last name is Gold. Can we talk a little bit about your name and how? Is that your real name?
JoyAnn was not my given name at birth.
Uh-huh.
It was Joanne. I have a twin sister named Joyce.
Okay.
I always loved the name Joy. I was at a conference when I was about 50 years old, and a
Mhm.
lady came up to me and said, to me, you're not Joanne. You'll always be JoyAnn.
Oh, how
I
sweet.
loved it. I told my mother, my daughter, everybody said, we got to change your name.
Now, is Gold your last name? You also changed your last name, right?
I did.
How did
I
you do that?
was
And why
going
did you do that?
Why? Because I was going through a divorce and I didn't want to keep my married name, nor did I want to go back to my maiden name that I had
Oh,
evolved and changed so much. So I kept asking Spirit, what shall my last name be? And one morning early, I woke up and I received the download, gold. And I
wow.
sat up in bed and I said out loud, why gold? And instantly flowed. It stands for Goddess of Love Divine.
Goddess of love divine, and that you are, the goddess of love divine.
And I was so, I couldn't actually even take it on for a couple of years. I'd like, oh, I don't know that I can use that. But I legally changed it and I'm so happy with my name. So many people have commented on it. It's fun to be brave and do something out of the norm.
You are brave, you're courageous. You see life as a great adventure, don't you?
I do. I love life. Every day is an adventure.
Okay, so you know what? I want to talk about some of your adventures because you've had a lifetime of adventures. Can we talk a little bit about your past and some of the adventures that you've had?
Okay, well, my career was in the interior design field. Uh,
Hmm.
I worked for a utility company first of all as a home economist, and then transferred into interior design. And then at the age of 50 or 55, I
Hmm.
just felt I need more adventure in my life. So, and actually, my twin sister, we were apart at the time and we met in Tucson.
Hmm.
And I actually both knew, we both got the message we got to go on an adventure. And so then we got a motorhome
Wow.
and we started touring around. And I've done many adventures now since. I've gone to Ecuador as an expat for 6 months, went to Colombia on a healing retreat for a while. And
Wow.
people would say when I head off on these trips, "Oh my goodness, aren't you afraid to do these things?" And uh, you just got to be brave in life and step out and do fun things. Oh, and I did Tony Robbins. I did a 30-foot fire walk too.
Oh, wow, you did that. Oh my God. How did you have the courage to do that?
Well,
How did you do
it
that?
took a lot of courage, yes. I because they prepared us. It was, emotionally us being prepared to that we could do this and how to do it. I got a couple of tiny burns on my feet, but
Mhm.
so little it was like you just go for your dream, and that's what I was. Did the fire walk. I knew
Wow.
what I wanted to do.
That's amazing. That now that takes courage. Yeah, I don't know that I could do that, but and I know that a lot of people have been able to do that. But adventure always a great way to feel alive, right?
Oh, love it.
So I find that just amazing, just like so amazing that our guests are participating here. So during the past 25 years, you've been very passionate about. You know, growing older. We've been programmed in our lives, I think, with society's old stories around aging, which is about fear and decline. But your mission here is to help change that, is it not? So,
Totally,
so
totally. That's my mantra that I adopted a few years ago to move from fear and decline to
mhm.
joy and expansion.
Joy
For
and expansion. Hmm.
um,
Wonderful.
it's just we have two ways, as you said, of looking at aging. It
Hmm.
we can become old and feel I can't, or we can decide I can, and I'm going to live the life of my dreams. I'm going to, when get to the end of my life, I truly want to look back, and I don't want to say, I wish I would have done that.
Right.
I want to celebrate everything that I've done. I want to know that I made an impact,
Yeah.
that I was of service, that I lived my legacy.
And you are living your legacy, aren't you? Most people say, "Oh, I want this legacy," but you know, you are living this legacy. This is so encouraging for me. So, it to me, it's amazing that it's not about getting old. It's about worrying about thinking about being old. Most people worry about and they worry about thinking or they think about getting old, but
Right.
that's not that.
Right.
What is your mantra about that? Because I know that you do have a mantra there.
Well, like I said, my main mantra is from fear and decline to joy and
Mhm.
expansion. Uh, but I also have the mantra of living this stage of life with joy and ease. And oh, I've got different mantras, but
I know. You know what? It just came to me what I had read about you. You said, "Don't worry about getting old. Worry about thinking old." That's what the
that's it.
mantra was. I love that mantra.
I
Don't
know,
worry about
totally.
getting old. Worry about thinking old. That is
It's
so
all
good.
about your mindset.
Yeah.
I always say have an ageless attitude.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. I just want to read some of the comments. We have Jackie Doucette here who says that's it exactly. Celebrate it all. Go out without regrets.
Right.
Beautiful joy and gold. Thank you, Jackie. And this is so aligned with my mission. All right. And
Beautiful.
and from fear and decline to joy and expansion. Wonderful. Thinking all will kill you. We agree. We totally agree. Ageless beauty and loving life with joy.
Um,
Absolutely, absolutely. So, ageless mindset. It is all a mindset that we know, and once you understand that, there's no going back, is there?
no, No. Uh, life just, I mean, it opens up a whole new adventure when you switch from thinking about how am I going to live these years and feel old to what can I do? What do I get to do? All the adventures I
Right.
get to have. Recently, one of my videos, I talked about creating a 25-year life plan.
Why, well, why not? I mean, you're only 80 years old. Why not?
Exactly. But I got to tell you this.
I love it.
Okay, I've been celebrating that 25-year plan, have it all laid out. Then, about 2 months ago, my twin and I were in a store, and a man came up to us and wanted to know more about us. Being twins, we do have a lot of interaction.
Yeah.
And he asked us, "How old are you?" And we said, "Well, we're just about 80." And he immediately said, "Oh, you've got 40 more years."
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
he was an angel, Lucy.
Yeah.
He absolutely extended our life another 15 years in our minds. So I have a beautiful plan of, I see myself between 115 and 120.
Wow. Well,
I'm going to be doing.
we know it's possible because there
Yes,
was a woman in France like that reached the age of 122,
exactly.
and she had a very lucid mind. So we know that is possible.
And with
And
age, the all of the things that in Tony Robbins' book Life Force that
mhm,
they're talking about,
right.
I I see myself doing some of these things or many of them because I do want to reach 120.
Absolutely, and I'm reading that book with my reading group. We read 3 times a week, and we're almost through the book. The book is amazing. It's
Yes.
called Life Force by Tony Robbins, and everybody really, I suggest that everybody do read that. So, such an inspiring 80-year young woman. There was a question here that I'd like to address. JoyAnn, I think JoyAnn, was there something in your life that was a trigger for you to change your mindset?
Yes, I will attribute it actually to my parents who
Hmm.
did not have that mindset.
Okay.
They had the old story. They were programmed with that, and as a result, didn't live their years as we wanted them to. And I
Right.
thought, when I get to be their age, I am going to live with a much more joyful, adventuresome heart. So that was about, well, actually, about 20 years ago, that 25
Mhm.
years ago, that I began uh, thinking that way.
Right. So, I think our guests, our participants are all agreeing with you. 120 and joyful. Yes, life force is amazing. Elizabeth has it also. Everything is possible. So, I want to now, I know that not everything has been rosy in your life. You kind of had a scare. Was it 6 months ago or a little more than that? Do you want to talk to us
Oh,
a little bit
yeah.
about that?
Ah, I didn't realize you knew this.
Well, I've done a lot of research on you. I love the inspiring stories, but I like to get the mm,
Yes, yes. I I've had for a number of years AFib heart challenges,
okay.
and so I had a real serious challenge and went to the hospital to get
Mhm.
my heart beating in a good rhythm again.
Right.
And in doing it, of course, they take a lot of blood work.
Okay.
And so they came to me the next morning. They weren't talking about my heart. They were starting to talk about my pancreas and oncology. And so it was just when two different oncologists came in to talk to me, I started to realize maybe I have a real challenge here. And
Mhm.
I really processed, how am I going? This is a whole new adventure I hadn't planned. how am I going to address this? I
Right.
was able to work through it. I didn't go into fear, thankfully.
Yeah.
And I do have ongoing pancreatic challenge, but there is no cancer that's showing up.
So, what is your model for fear? Not to go into it. I mean, everybody has fear. I mean,
Oh, sure,
we
but
have
you
to
don't get
kind of acknowledge it in a way, but not live there.
that's
You
it.
know?
You don't get stuck into it. I mean, at
Mhm.
first, sure, there was the fear that
Yeah,
came over me, but
exactly.
then you process that and how I always think about how am I going to deal with this?
Yeah.
What is the gift in this? I'm
Yeah.
always asking that.
Absolutely, because there always is a gift. It's amazing. It is amazing. So Elizabeth says, "Wow, life does happen for us, not to us. God bless you to keep going and don't get stuck in the fear."
Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you. What a beautiful comment.
Yes, I want to ask you, Joy, and you are single now. You were once married. Do you not want to get married again?
Oh, if the right man comes along, yeah. I have a vision of myself being married about at 85.
Oh, do you? You know, that's my same vision. 85, I thought, I'm still too young. It'll take me 5 years
I
to.
think he needs to be a man probably that's 75, and he can put this 85 year.
We can embrace fear and shoo it behind us. It helps us to learn. You're absolutely right.
Right, right.
So, so you do have meaningful relationships in your life now. I mean, your twin sister, your identical twin
Right,
sister, and you are very close, are you not? Yeah.
right. Yes, it was almost a year ago now that I came to live with her. I was living in Tucson,
Okay.
and she has some heart challenges too. In fact, in another week, she's getting a pacemaker.
Oh, okay.
And so then we hope that she is can move forward in a way that we both want
Right.
uh, to go out on the road. If for some reason she can't, I'll hire a driver and I'll take my RV out on the
There you
road.
go. There you go. There you go. There's always just have to be like Tony says, resourceful.
Right.
It's
And
not a lack of resources. It's a lack of people not being resourceful. And so there you go. Okay,
right.
so I want to know. This may seem like a very kind of. I just want to know what makes you tick.
What
What
make,
make, what makes you tick?
what makes me tick? I think it's my outlook on life, the
Okay.
joy that I just feel from within.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to uh, I don't have to have anything specifically happening for me,
Right.
but it's an inner joy.
It's an inner joy because we do know, especially at our age, we do realize that everything is within. I mean, I feel that,
Right.
as I get older, that's the wisdom that
Hmm.
comes to us as we get older, that we know that all we have to do is turn inward and we find all the answers. It's
And
unbelievable.
it's so wonderful to, like you mentioned, the wisdom, to realize the wisdom we have and to celebrate our memories,
Yes,
to
absolutely.
just embrace what all the gifts life has offered us,
Right.
and along with what we plan to do yet in our lives.
Right. So, I do know that you have a project that you are working on. You're the founder of Ageless Star Project, I think it's called.
Yes.
So, can we talk a little bit about that? Can you tell us what
This
the
has
project is? Mhm.
Yes, this has been a dream of mine for many years, to honor women who also have an ageless attitude and have a mission.
Right.
Some of them that I'm connecting with are have beautiful nonprofits they've created, or
Hmm.
they have a business goal that to help people live more passionately
Right.
in their senior years. And so this project is we're creating a book, and along with it, a documentary film to shine a spotlight on many women who have the ageless attitude.
Right. Right. So, and this book is collaborative, right? Kind of like the chicken soup for the soul that Jack
That's what it
Canfield
is.
and Mark Hansen put together, which was
Right, right.
unbelievable.
No, nobody's going to have to write a lot. You know,
Hmm.
people sometimes say, "Oh, I couldn't write that much." A
Yeah.
short story about how you're living agelessly.
Right. Right. So I have our Facebook user, and this may be Therese. I would love to join you, JoyAnn. So, okay. So we're going to talk about that in 1 minute, because, as you know, that you can contact JoyAnn Gold down below. It says joy, joyofgrowingageless.com, or by email, joyann at joy of growingageless.com. But
Okay,
I'm going to make sure that I put all that information in the comment
all right.
after.
What I need, it's the joyofgrowingageless.com is a website address that's in process of being changed right.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
it's my Facebook page is Joy of Growing Ageless.
Joy of Growing Ageless Facebook group, right?
Right.
And I will put that in the comment below. So, Therese, thank you for acknowledging that that was you. She loves the idea, and I think other people also love the idea. So, without getting into any specifics about the book, how are you going to choose the authors? What criteria are you going to be using?
It's just that in the invitation, when they see it, if they ask that are interested,
Yes.
they will see a list of criteria, and if
Okay.
they feel that they fit into that, they are welcome.
Okay. It's really sounds very, it absolutely sounds awesome, says Elizabeth. And it sounds awesome to me also.
It's
So,
going to be so much fun meeting and collaborating with these women. I mean,
yeah,
I just already those that have joined the project, I'm falling in love with all of them. It's just I think everybody's, when you are in a collaborative project,
right.
you learn so much from one another. And I see everybody's ageless attitudes just growing and expanding.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think it's a fun project. I have joined.
Yes,
I
she
don't
has. And I'm
only because I think it would be so much fun to do this with you. And what is your? And I love this even more. What's your idea of distributing the book? And I love this even more. Listen to this,
okay.
folks. What Joy Ann has in mind. Tell
Right,
us
right.
how you intend to do this.
Uh, it will be, well, published on Amazon.
Okay.
And then I will be traveling around in the motorhome, speaking and sharing the book and the documentary film so that, to all kinds of groups, spiritual groups, nonprofits, uh, senior centers, wherever. When I know I'm going to a city, I will reach out to all the communities in advance and schedule as many talks as I can.
Yeah, I forgot to turn off my phone. I usually do that. Excuse me. So thank you. So that's that in itself is an adventure, Joy,
Yes,
and this is unbelievable. One
this,
thing after the other. It's just all one big adventure as I see it.
that's
Um,
life's adventure.
yeah, collaboration brings profound impact. We have a new person joining us. Hi there. Again, a Facebook user. Allow StreamYard to use your name. Click on the StreamYard above or below the video and just click on it, and it says allow. You're allowed to use my name. So, Elizabeth wants to know, will you be selling the book with you as you go through, as you go through these places?
Yes, some of the places, it depends upon the different organizations and
Right.
where I speak and so forth. Some I will just give where they can go to Amazon and get it.
Okay.
And then, like I plan to do fundraisers for many organizations and nonprofits around the way where I will come in and speak. They will charge a fee, whatever they determine, and they will receive a majority of it. For their
Okay.
fundraiser.
Oh, wonderful. There is a question that I skipped. Somebody wanted to know, how many women are you planning to be collaborating in this book?
Well, my goal is at least 50 women. See,
Okay.
because this is chicken soup for the soul type of story. They're shorter. If if we have 30 women or more,
Hmm.
just then each one will probably have a little more to
Okay.
share. I mean, the opportunity to share several stories.
Okay. So your number, it hasn't been determined yet. You're just
No, no, we are open until that. We're accepting authors until April 30th. Uh,
okay. So you keep saying we. Who is the we? Are you talking about you and your sister, or are you talking about we? You're working with this.
we, I guess, when I say we, feel this as a collaborative project,
Mhm.
and
Okay.
we all together are working on this. This isn't
Okay.
mine. It's something that it's a joint effort of all of us.
It almost sounds like you just feel like you're a medium for this. This is, happening, and
Right.
just as you, the facilitator. So Elizabeth would like to know, where will the proceeds go? I think you already mentioned this. Um,
The ones that were the nonprofits or the organizations, they depending on what they designate,
yeah.
uh, and so there'll be different, uh, many different places where they'll go, right? And some of the books that I sell personally will be so that I can continue traveling. And
Exactly. So you can pay for that gas for that motorhome.
right,
And you can eat at a decent restaurant as you go along and keep you healthy
exactly.
with those vitamins and good food, of course. Of course. Okay, so I know how valuable your time is. I just want to ask you. Um, I and my team, we work with members, entrepreneurs who are actually, some of them have just finished the 9 week of launching their in the process of launching their business. And we're so proud of them because they've been through the training, and what we do is help them launch their business online organically in Facebook without ads or without websites. So what advice do you have for our entrepreneurial members who've just graduated their 9 weeks launch program and are just beginning to live this life with, this life of passion of theirs?
To celebrate themselves, first of all,
Yeah.
how far they've come, and then to get clarity, what are their dreams, what do they want to do, and to not let anything get in the way,
Right.
to just go forward as it's just an adventure that each of them is on. And yeah, that's it. To just see it happening, believe in themselves, and to love the journey.
Absolutely. And celebrate the adventure, because life is an adventure. And,
Right.
we really have to look at it that way. The older I get, the more adventurous I become too.
Becomes more
Unbelievable.
adventure in many ways.
Absolutely. So, Therese, I'm sorry, that was Therese Parker, and I saw Celebrate Adventure. Joyann, is there anything that you would like to say to my audience that I haven't covered? I don't want to take too much of your time because I know that you need to do your challenge today on Mastermind. I know
Yeah.
that today hasn't been done yet.
No, no. But Um, in fact, one of the things that I will share in my challenge today is I want you to dance.
Mhm.
Don't sit on the sideline, as the song says, just dance with your life and celebrate it. It's, we are gifted with this as long as we have life,
Mhm.
and we can make it meaningful, and uh, it can be filled with joy, as I see myself in my, when I'm 115 plus, possibly in a senior center, just helping others to have joy.
I think you're still gonna be riding that motor home of yours.
Oh, that'd be wonderful. Okay, you.
And you and I can see some of us flying and taking over, and and it could be ongoing. So yeah, so just a lovely idea. So thank you for being here. To Joy, I got to take Teresa's name off because I keep thinking, I'm so distracted when I have these comments. Thank you for saying that, Teresa. That I'm an adventurer. She is right. We are both adventurous.
Mhm.
JoyAnn, it is a pleasure to know you. It's going to be a pleasure to work with you. So I just want to tell my audience, if you are a woman of 60 plus and you want to, and you see life as an adventure, then you definitely want to touch base with JoyAnn and look into this project. I think that the more people that think like we do, which is we don't think that age is a problem. We think we never think about growing old. We just think that life is everyday living, and make the best of it,
That's
and be happy, you
right.
know, and be happy. And so I will be putting the information in the comments below. And I want to thank you, JoyAnn, for being here. And I love your name because I have to think twice about saying JoyAnn, which is nice because it's joy with my, with JoyAnn Gold. So thank you so very much. I want to thank my audience also for being here. And I just want to say, I'm just squeaking in here, Jackie. I'm not getting old, just better.
Ah, lovely.
And yes, think with joy all the time. And so want to thank my audience, and for being here today. We enjoyed interacting with you. The information for JoyAnn's project will be in the comments below, and you will be able to reach out to her, and especially if you plan to be part of the project. So thank you again, JoyAnn, for being here,
I loved it.
and thank
Fun,
you.
fun at a conversation. Fun.
Thank you, Elizabeth, who is always very supportive. What a wonderful interview. Thank you, ladies.
Mm.
And Esmeralda, that's right, better. Esmeralda is one of our members who is launching for the first time. So, woohoo, yay. So, thank you for both you, JoyAnn, and my audience. So, bye for now.
Bye bye.